the meaning of independence and the spirit of independence, because I believe that this group really does represent the spirit of independence. So if we can acknowledge that by putting our hands together. This year, 2016, is supposed to be the 50th anniversary of Guyana's independence from the United Kingdom. And we're going to celebrate that. When we're celebrating that, we really don't ask ourselves what it is that we are celebrating. What we're really celebrating there is not just independence of the country, but independence of mind, independence of thought, and independence of action. And I want to acknowledge tonight that of all the regions in the country, Linden is the one that has consistently demonstrated independence, and I salute you for it. Now, at a local government level, there are a lot of people who are campaigning, and there are a lot of the big parties that are campaigning. And you may or may not know that I have taken the position publicly that I don't believe that national parties should participate in local government elections. And I'm going to try to, I don't think I need to explain it, but I'm going to try to share with you some of my ideas on that. National problems are not local problems. What affects the country does not necessarily affect you here. And if you have national parties running in local elections, it means that the local representatives are going to be put in a conflict of interest position between whether they're going to take the orders from the leaders who are outside of the region, or whether they're going to act in the best interest of the region. And that applies irrespective of your political loyalties, or wherever your political inclinations may be. We could all vote for the same party nationally, but they may not necessarily have our best interest locally. And if ever there is a conflict between what is best in the national interest and what's best in the local interest, quite often the people in the national party take what's best in the national interest. So we must understand that in local government elections, where people are being elected to take decisions for the community, you have to elect people who are from the community, are committed to the community, and don't have divided loyalties. Right. It's important. Now, independence of thought means that at the community level, you have to assess what it is that you have, what it is you can do with what you have, and how you will take the community forward. Linden is very blessed with resources. It is very blessed with human resources, because every time I go in the Caribbean and I see a workshop, it is the best workshop in the island. There's always somebody that came out to the Linden workshop here. Always. So you have the resources. But what you have to, what I think has to happen is there has to be some serious introspection. It's how could we have been blessed with all these resources in Linden and still be in such a difficult position? And therefore we have to be prepared to tell ourselves the truth about mistakes we might have made in the past. Because you don't move forward unless you acknowledge where you might have misstepped or you exercise an error of judgment. And one of the problems with national people taking control is that they start to take you for granted if you keep voting for them and you don't demand that you get what really and truly should come to you because of what is necessary for your development. So what needs to start to happen is a discussion about how we take Linden to the next generation, irrespective of what anybody else outside of Linden may think. Because only you, as the gentleman said earlier, he who feels it knows, you know the pain here, and you know how you can take it forward. So I want to talk a little bit about developmental plans. Linden is positioned perhaps at the best cross-section of trade in Guyana. I say that for this reason. Everything that goes into the interior has to pass through Linden. They have to pass through Linden. So you have an opportunity, just as a result of your geography, of improving everything here. You can supply everything that people drive through your city to go to Georgetown to get, and the people from the interior, if they pass through here, you can actually create the opportunities here so they don't have to go further. But it requires a particular mindset And you have to change the mindset. You have to have a truly independent mindset. Because for this community to develop, and this applies to any community in the country, you have to create an environment for investment, particularly for your local people first. Because the only way communities develop is if you keep that money in the community. And I just give you a very simple example. If people keep coming here to sell you things and you keep buying it, it means somebody is always taking your money out of the community and they're not investing it in your community. That's very, very fundamental. So what has to start happening is you have to reverse that process so that people from outside of your community come to your community for superior services and that they leave their money in your community so that you then have a basis upon which you can develop your community so that you provide better services, more services, and that if anybody is looking to invest in Guyana and they look at the entire country of Guyana, they will say, I'd rather go and live in Linden, I'd rather go and put up my business in Linden, I will get the best rate of return for my dollar in Linden. And that requires planning.